Check the mic. Yeah, we're hot. Hey, we're live. I think we're live. I hope we're live. I think the thing says we're live. Yeah, we're live. Fuck, it's been a long time since I've been on, and I apologize for that. Went through a bit of a time and a period I need to stop and figure it out, which was what we're going to discuss tonight. And to help me do that, I got some special guests. And Happy New Year to everybody. So let's get this shit started. Without further ado. Fucking fuck off, man. My co-partner in crime here. Here we go, Mr. Morgan Warren. How are you doing, bro?
Can't complain. Good to
Happy
see
New
you.
Year. From the Getting Sauce podcast, Mr. Ryan Lindley.
Oh, hello.
He's back.
Oh my.
And the undisputed champion of getting COVID, the great and powerful Mr. Ray Rout.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, we're back, man. I'm glad you guys are here to carry me through this.
You had it too, right?
Yeah. So I Friday night, I'm downstairs with my beautiful bride, and we're playing a game, and I tell her my back's just got really achy out of nowhere, and it got worse and worse. The next thing I know, I'm shivering. We got a fever. Get through the weekend. Finally, Sunday night, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna check. Dude, I did the test. Within like 3 seconds, it was showing me the positive lines. And I'm happy to announce, though, that I was able to pass it on to one of my kids and my wife. So I'm almost 4 for 4. I got one more kid I have to infect, and then we can all be
you're doing your part.
Fully infected with COVID-19.
Usually it's Ray's wife that complains about a backache to get out of sex, but
so this is the third time.
Here's Ray using it as a card for sympathy. That
didn't stop me at all. I was still good to go.
Power through that shit.
Power through.
You got COVID 3 fucking times, man. I got 3 shots.
But I'm gonna tell you guys, like right now, like third time getting COVID, the original OG COVID before like COVID got cool, like we're talking about off air. That was like that when I caught pneumonia, right? So like I got like the worst of it.
That was the first one was like the badass COVID that would fuck people up, right?
Yeah, that was like that, and that's when we didn't know what COVID was. Like it was, and so I ended up with pneumonia in the hospital 4 or 5 times. I wished for death. I think there was like at that time like 12 symptoms, and I got all 12 of them.
Yeah, when I got COVID, I got like that shitty version, like the Dodge Neon of fucking COVID.
But you know what I got this time?
The Omnichrome 19, whatever it is.
Omnichrome.
I was embarrassed that I got that version.
The
like
Dodge Omni COVID.
Yeah, you got
it was like fucking no big deal. It was gone in 4 days. My left nostril plugged up, and that was it.
It was like
you got the New York Jets of COVID.
I got the New York Jets of COVID.
But this, you know what? So this one wasn't bad. Like this one, honestly, was really literally like just a fever and a bit of congestion. Like I was pretty okay. But what happened to me this time that didn't happen the first 2 for 3 days now,
erectile dysfunction.
No, dude, it's like Viagra. No, it's even Ryan. It's worse. Even if I'd rather lose the power of my dick right now, boys, I've lost my sense of taste and my sense of smell for 3 days. Like it's just texture right now, and it's dry. I was eating it. I didn't notice right away. Then I was eating a cinnamon bun, and I was like, "Wow, these cinnamon buns have no taste to them whatsoever." And then we were sitting on the couch. My wife's like, "Oh, Jules, that's my dog," and I smell nothing, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't smell or taste anything."
I still have no sense of smell. Now, part of that is because I'm a smoker, but like since I got COVID, which is like a year and a half ago or whatever, no, 2 years ago, it's a good thing I can fucking cook before.
That's why Jimmy can hang out at your house as much as he does.
Oh my god, man. That's why I can go into Jimmy's fucking house.
That's right.
Like,
listen,
you can crop dust me and I'll never notice. Like it'll be whatever, man.
I didn't come out and say anything because I've been kind of like backburnering social media for a bit, right? And
you've been lying low. You've been lying low, and we're gonna get into that.
So on New Year, I said, "Fuck it." You know what? Ashley and I were at Niagara on the Lake. We're in the nicest part of this province.
Saw that.
Beautiful time, right?
Kitty land and everything, man. You did all the shit, all the things you do.
Was that Gretzky? I got my Gretzky wine that I want, that I love, all that stuff. And I figured, just put it out there. And then like 4 days later, we're both like on the couch hacking with COVID. And I'm like, yeah, that's all I need to do.
Oh, that's where you got it
on fucking social media and tell anybody. So, yes, breaking news. I had COVID, and so did Ashley. The thing is we're pretty sure that we had it prior, which makes us super spreader assholes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we had no idea. But Ashley,
yeah, but doesn't like half of Ontario have COVID right now?
Everybody does. 1 in 3 people in America right now have COVID because of this.
I was reading across the world right now, like, or at least the Western world, like, it's the worst. It's the highest outbreak they've ever had throughout the, like, worse than anything when we were in the pandemic.
Yeah,
is it still killing people?
Oh yeah, 12,000 a day in America apparently.
But old people, it's like it's not like
fuck them.
No. But what I'm getting at is like
taking up space. Fuck those.
No. And but COVID has turned into influenza. No. COVID has turned into influenza, right? Influenza kills a lot of elderly people.
It kills more. Flu kills more people per year.
Yeah.
And Morgan's a conspiracy theorist. He can speak to this.
I'm not. Well, I mean, I think I'm like the only person that probably never had COVID. Or I don't know.
That's
never been vaccinated. Never had COVID. I haven't been sick in years.
You still haven't come out of your bunker yet, man.
No, I was just gonna say, when's the last time you've been outside in the sun?
No, see, here's the thing.
Next week on COVID preppers.
Even when we weren't allowed to go outside, and even when we had to wear masks, I never wore masks. Went outside. I never stopped living my life. So like I never stayed in a bunker. I was out living life. They're like, you can't do this, and I was like, fuck you, I'll do what I want.
I was 3 years without it. I didn't catch it either. And I did the thing though. I played the game. I got it, but I knew
where I went, I knew I was gonna get it. Like there was no doubt in my mind. The JT's fucking staff party.
Fuck.
But you know what?
like we fucking knew walking in, we're coming out with COVID. I'm sure as fuck.
What's crazy is like Ryan and Chris, you know this, and I'll tell for your audience, I travel a lot for work.
Yeah,
and I go to like I think like it was like the month of November. I was gone every day except for like 2 weeks. In the month of October, I was literally home for a week, and I was even away in December.
And you're always in major centers, right?
And I'm always like in I'm in like super spreader events.
Yeah, you're not going out to Bonaccord, Alberta, to the community hall to talk to 8 fucking people.
When we were trying to figure out where I got it from, when we did the kind of math of like the incubator stage to all that piece, I think I distinctly remember being at the LCBO on New Year's Eve and some old lady coughing all over me. Because I remember thinking to myself, cover your mouth, like show some manners, right?
Yeah,
it's the only place I've been that I possibly could have picked it up.
I'm going to redeem myself when I said fuck old people, because they were the only fuckers that weren't paying attention to the rules, man, during COVID. I was following the arrow right in the grocery store, and this old fucking bitch, she's like 90, coming right at me. I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, you're supposed to go this direction for some reason. And she doesn't give a fuck, man.
Yeah, why would those old people? They don't give a shit. Look what they've been through.
Most of them didn't care. You're right.
Why
multiple world wars, depression? You know
exactly.
I never growing up in houses with dirt floors. They're like,
right?
Give me a break.
When
10 minutes into the brand new podcast and we're already canceled.
Fantastic. when fucking old people are like driving really slow and shit, and somebody starts beaking, I said, "Shut the fuck up, man! That guy could parallel park a Bren gun carrier at Ortona in Italy in 40-2. You can fucking leave him alone."
Yeah, but he can't. Yeah, but he can't put his fucking Oldsmobile in a fucking between 2 cars at fucking Walmart. Come on.
Yeah,
no,
he can't. His grandson on Facebook, like, come on.
Listen, I can't do that in my fucking.
And he clicks on scams every time he sees them
because I'm embarrassed because I can't park where this shit.
Yeah, and then, like, you know what? Like, yes, I understand. He could parallel park a tank. He could do, but he doesn't know what Google is.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
has no idea. Sends his credit card information to some prince in Zimbabwe every fucking.
Stopped traveling because he doesn't have a phone that can run the Can-A-Ride app.
So, Chris, let me ask you, 10 minutes in, how off the rails is this show already?
The entire plan is fucking in the shitter, which is fine. So, what we're going to try to talk about is just like changes. And this is not tying into New Year's resolutions because they don't make that, but I guess subliminally it might be. I know I want to make changes to this show, which is why it's been gone for like Morgan, how long? 6 months or something?
Well, probably since the middle of summer, since July.
Sometime in the summer. I just wasn't happy with what we're doing. And I know both of you guys, Ray and Ryan, are been going through some changes, and we're going to talk about that. So it'll be a little bit serious, but we'll probably just go right off the fucking rails again anyway, which is fine. I'm good with that. But just let me start it off with, it's good to be back. I'm not going to be on every week. That's not realistic for me because I'm just spitting out garbage to fill time. This is supposed to be fun. That's one thing. Probably every 2 weeks. I might move it to Tuesday nights because I got a radio show, which I'll talk about later. That's where my shit's due on Thursdays. I'm going to endeavor to provide some kind of lesson learned or some kind of positive feedback and information to people that are watching this either live or watching it later on. And, and we're going to try to, me and Morgan did some brainstorming. We got a guest list. We're going to try to get more structured, like more quality, less quantity, because I was not happy with what I was doing. It started off good. And then it kind of fucking turned into mailing it in. And then I just started getting just not happy with it. So I just fucking parked it. But I didn't want to put a bullet in it. I wanted to keep it going. I just wanted to reboot it and get it back to life. And that's why I got these two cats with us tonight, Ryan and Ray, who are both, going through some evolutionary process in their lives as well. If that makes, sense to everybody.
Do you need a feelings journal?
Fucking, there's a lot of fucking. No, we can move on to shitting on each other.
Just checking.
So yeah, no, I just want to fucking change it up. I wanted to be value added, not just. We're not going to just pick fucking headlines out of the news that revolve around the army and shit all over the army. Although Morgan likes doing that, and there's some fucking heaters in the news today. We are going to talk about a couple things next week.
Fair enough.
Like the whole. The MND wants to get rid of drinking in the military or some shit. Like, fucking buddy, stop.
I'm like, if you're trying to recruit people, don't tell them they can't drink. Like, if you think recruiting numbers are low right now, buddy.
Park it for next week.
Liquor away and it's all gone.
Rein her in, bud.
Like a very Alberta
conversation. So yeah, we're gonna make some fucking changes. Shit. But I also just wanted to catch up with everybody and shoot the shit, see what you guys are doing, what you guys got going on. Let's talk about Ryan's thinking about coming back after almost pulling the pin. He's thinking about he blew the dust off all the gear.
I did.
He jumped in 30 minutes early to try to figure out how to fucking use it all. And I was already on. I'm like, well, why are you in early to figure out how this shit works? He goes,
the last time I cracked this mic was when we were in Wabashine in September. So
is that right?
That'll tell you something.
I'm glad you're back because it's wasted talent if you didn't come back. If you didn't get back in the fucking game, man.
And you know what?
I hope all the listeners. I gotta read what is all the shit. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't worry about that.
Trying to read all your shit.
That's just spam.
In the big ones of interrupting.
Oh,
this is my first time on a mic since that trip as well. Yeah.
So is that right? We both did the same thing, eh? Shit. Yep. Okay.
Well, the question is why.
Well, I was going to say I noticed that our communications, just a little bit of inside baseball, like behind the, what do they call it? The fourth wall, the curtain, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
The three of us are on a text and normally it's an everyday chat. And we always we talk football, we talk fucking food, we talk everything in that little chat. We call it the blacklist. I'm sure
inside joke.
Figure out why, but we and I realized that and over the last
of the show,
like even before Christmas, it started to dwindle. We weren't talking as much as we normally would. So I thought, okay, something's up. And the way that our minds work, everybody's mad at everybody else, right? So everybody must be mad at everybody. That wasn't it at all. We're just busy people.
No.
Right? So,
well, I went back to work, man. I came out of retirement.
Yeah, you really fell off the grid there for a bit. So,
yeah,
that's almost done. That's done at the end of the month.
Chris sent us pictures of porta potties one day, and
fuck Manitoba, man.
That's when you're in that fake province that doesn't exist.
That's right. I was in the fake province that doesn't exist.
And you sent me porta potties to try to prove that it was real.
But no, Ryan's correct. We just kind of, I don't know.
Well, we floated, right?
I have no reason why. I really don't.
No, we're just busy. We're busy. Ray's busy at what he does, and I know that. And I've been swamped as well.
Job Skills Canada, jobskills.org. Check it out. Lots of good stuff there.
Nice plug.
You can find a great exclusive interview with actually both Army Chris and
yes.
Ryan Lindley.
Am I on there?
You are.
Man, you were on the cover
in the backyard.
Oh, when we made the moose and deer. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
whatever it was we ate. Yeah, that was a good day. Do you know how fucking hungover I was that day? By the way, do you even know?
You were so miserable when you showed up. I had a feeling something was going on.
I was sober, but I was so
you
hungover.
Actually manage your hangovers very well.
Well, go watch that, because now that you've mentioned it, I do remember watching that when you first rolled that out, and I remember looking and it's like, that's a man that's in pain, and I remember being in that pain, trying to cook and be interviewed at the same time. It's when you just want to tell people, fuck off.
I just remember Ryan walking in and saying, "What the fuck am I cooking?"
Wow.
Yeah, I was a bit of a bitch.
I was like, "Easy there, cowboy!" Like,
and he's like loaded with his staff. They're all there.
My boss is there. And Ryan's like, "All right, I'm here. What, you want me to wear this apron or mine? Like, what do you want to do here? Like, tell me what we're doing."
I had to drive from fucking Hamilton to Newmarket, like the middle of fucking nowhere. It was like driving to the tundra.
Drive.
Yeah. So, but to go back to what you were talking about shows and quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Another big problem, and you fall into this, I find, and so does Ray, because we and I did this too. And I think our biggest mistake, we're pretty good generalists. Okay. Like, I think the three of us as generalists are pretty funny. You know what I mean? Like, you look at our text, you just look at our banter is pretty good.
Yeah. When we bullshit, we're exceptionally good at it.
Yeah. Problem is, we pigeonhole ourselves with our podcast content. We always pigeonhole ourselves. Whereas I can put out 10 really good shows about that one topic. And then all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, what's next? What do I want to talk about next? I already talked about that. Do I want to revisit that? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? And I realized it's like, no, you know what? This is the show.
So this is exactly what I'm talking about, man. That's just why I wanted you guys on, because my best pods have been, okay, here's the script, and it doesn't survive first contact. It's fucking in the garbage, like right out of the gate. And we're having conversations. But I stressed all these new people who want to do a podcast. There's a lot of up and coming people. I'm sure you guys have been reached out to. I want to do a podcast. And it's like, listen to me. Listen to me. You got this. It's very fucking rainbows and unicorns when it starts out. And then it becomes cumbersome.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to churn up content and gas and do it every week or whatever your frequency looks like. The reality is, the minute it's not fun, because 98% of the people that do podcasts will never make money.
Yeah. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
You need to do it because you enjoy it. It's fun. I've got $10,000 worth of shit all around me that you can't see.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm not trying to recoup that. If I do, that's cool. But if I don't, make sure you're doing this for fun, because what's going to happen is people come to me and they've got maybe 5 episodes worth of content. And then they hit the fucking wall.
And you hit a wall.
And they don't know what to
do too. And I'm somebody
so do I. And I've been doing this for 2 years now, right?
I'm
year and a half, whatever.
Ray, I'm sure Ray can attest to the same
thing. Ray can
thing.
attest to it too.
We're seasoned fucking podcast guys, and we all run into that it happens fast too. Like, don't let anybody fool you.
No, it happens very fast.
Unless you're actually talking about something that you read that day.
But that's the problem, because it's like you're gonna grab some new, like, and a lot of podcasts do this. I won't name them. Grab headlines and fucking start babbling on about them. And it's like, you know what? I read that on the shitter at 9 a.m. this morning because I'm over 50, so I'm pretty regular. Yeah. So I already know that at 9 a.m. Yeah. Like, fucking.
Yeah, but people, they're not looking for you to read them the news. They're looking for our take on it.
They can do that themselves. Yeah, your take on it.
I think even the take on it, it's, again,
that gets old too.
Yeah,
here's what I think. Okay, great.
Your audience buys into you, and that's what I learned. So, I mean, I'm not, flexing or being a dick, but I when it comes from a personal success level, I'd say I had the most from
you
us.
absolute son of a bitch.
No. You're right. You're right. And so why is that? Let's go down that road.
So,
I'm down with that for sure.
I went through for me. So I started as a YouTuber. Really, it wasn't even a
podcast.
podcaster.
How many fucking? You had like 18,000 followers.
Yeah, but that wasn't even my highest.
I got 8.
That wasn't even my highest count, though. YouTube was really a secondary source for me. So I started on YouTube. That's where I cut my teeth. I was doing short videos talking about the Patriots. It was actually not even like a real thing.
Oh, we're going to be talking about those later, by the way. There will be some football talk tonight. But anyway,
it was a good season for us this year. But it started as a joke channel, right?
How long is this show?
Yeah, I played a character named Donnie O'Donnell, who was just this arrogant Patriots fan. And then somewhere in the midst of it, I said some smart things. Like I used to do dumb shit, right? Like for anybody who doesn't know my original. Oh yeah, I was Donnie O'Donnell from Boston, Massachusetts, man.
Fuck you,
the New England Patriots, Tom Brady in his blue eyes will pierce through footballs, and I'm so sick of people talking about Deflategate. Like Tom Brady needs to deflate footballs to win a fucking football game.
If you think I'm not going to find clips of this for the next time we're
unfortunately,
on a podcast?
I sold my YouTube channel to another organization, and everything was erased and deleted and went out.
Was that where you made all your fuck you money?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not bad. Listen.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing I'm not doing this year is bashing people.
But it's gone. So, anyways, what happened was I had one hit viral, and it had about 70 million views. So
that sounds like it's not bad.
Yeah, and then from there, I got picked up by a company called Sportscaster, which was a tech or new startup company, and it was basically like a YouTube live stream, like a Twitch for sports people. It's just for sports guys.
Yeah,
okay.
And it was backed by the NFLPA. It was backed. Richard Sherman was an investor. There was a bunch of like big names behind it. The old commissioner David Stern of the NBA was like the vice president of the company. I got my show, so I got picked up to be like the Patriots play-by-play guy because they would do like live tickers and stuff, and then like I'd be almost like a red zone, and I would do play-by-play. Anyways, people started really liking me there, and they gave me my own show, and I was like a thing, and they paired me up with my partner Connor, and we became, it was DPN Sports Talk, and we were talking about the Patriots, and we were at that point, at that time, in our peak, which would have been sort of the end of 2020, that 2020 season, like during that whole COVID thing, a bad night for us was 15,000 concurrent live viewers.
So why did this end?
Well, they ran out. So the problem was Connor and I were the only two who were producing. Everybody else wasn't. They had too much money invested in people. And basically after 2 years, the funny part is in October of 2021, October of 2020, they offered Connor and I a massive exclusive deal. So I stopped putting live streams on my YouTube channel, everything else, and we were exclusively with them. And in December of 2020, 2 months later, they gave us our 30 days notice that they were terminating our contract because the company was shutting down. Then from there, we went back to YouTube, just Connor and I, and we actually took a lot of the sportscaster audience with us. And now we weren't doing sportscaster numbers, but we were doing, 3, 4, 5,000 streams every night, live streams every night. And we were probably making a good $1,000 a week just in tips. You know what I mean? Like in the super chats and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Then we got picked up by a group called Newsbreak, and we had a lot of success there. And I ended up doing different content for them down the road, but I've showed Ryan my numbers from there. So follower-wise, we had about 54,000 followers, but and I've showed Ryan these numbers. Most of our videos were about 100,000 views per video, and we are paid on a CPM thing. So we're making a lot of money coming out of there. Then I signed with the Blundell Network and Crier Media, and I think from there, you're talking now 2017 when I kicked off this sort of adventure. We get into 2021, and I sign on with Crier, or it was the Dean Blundell Network at the time, and I was kind of sick of just being the New England Patriots guy. Like I wanted to do more.
Yeah, you were pigeonholed into that. That spot.
I wasn't even like a football guy. I was a Patriots guy. If I wasn't talking about the Patriots on my channel, people weren't watching my videos. I'd have 5,000. I talk about Tom Brady, have 5,000 views. My next video would be about Patrick Mahomes. I'd have 130. You know what I mean? Like it was like people only wanted my Patriots content. So I saw the Blundell Network as an opportunity to branch out. It's a new audience. It's a Canadian audience because my audience before was primarily American.
different content, different format,
try different content, this and that. Sure. And then so it kind of became like all sports, and it was a bit of just, and I was having, poking fun at the CFL, and we're doing all those sort of things. And then I got a little bit, I never really got political, that wasn't me, but I would talk about how much I hate politics, which I never even addressed how much I hated it before. And it just, I was always recreating myself. And then we got rid of football altogether, and we got Who's Got Next, which built a little bit of popularity. That fell apart. And then right at the end, it was myself, Ryan, my broadcast partner Mike, who's a long-term Dear Pats Nation guy with me, as well as Douglas from there. We brought Around the Horn, which I thought was a good show.
It's a great show.
But at that point, though, I realized that my audience did not give a fuck about what I was saying unless I was talking about the Patriots and what they were going to do next and what happened in the game. And that just wasn't me anymore. And I made the decision in September of this year to retire from creating content. And I'm going to be honest with you boys, it's the first 2 months I would get that itch, you know what I mean? Like that, and I would explain this to my wife. When you're so
this is where we differ, by the way.
What's that?
This is where we differ.
Well, and please, Ray, while you're going down this vein, first of all, you're on the show tonight, so that means a lot to me personally. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And you posted, I don't know what the fuck it was, on Twitter or whatever. You put a post up, one of 2 posts the other day, talking about social media.
My fake life of social media.
Yeah, if you want to jump into that in midstream of this conversation, I would.
We all have this,
and that's what I'll get into. So I was telling my wife this. So the first couple of months, I was itching. I was very itchy to get back in. And I think a part of it wasn't the creating the content piece, because I'm still creating content through Job Skills and the magazine and all the stuff I do there. So it's not like I'm not getting my creative process,
but a less toxic environment.
Yeah, but when you are used to, and don't forget, I went through this for years, when you're used to thousands of people caring about your opinion, one way or the other,
right there,
whether they agreed with you or didn't agree with you, that's a bit of an
ego
adrenaline rush.
Yeah, it's
right.
It's a straight dopamine fucking hit to the ego. That's like ego. Checking for likes. I know, I get it.
So once I was able to kind of get my ego in check there and be okay with, tweeting something and people not responding, and I got rid of my blue check mark on Twitter, like, you know what I mean? It didn't matter to me anymore and all that kind of shit. And I'm going to be honest, guys, like, this is, I've reconnected with my family, and this isn't even bullshit. Like, my wife and I are probably in the better spot than we were than the day we met. You know what I mean? I've been able to kind of like focus on life, and I've been able to explore other creative avenues that I probably wouldn't. Like, I'm a musician. I mean, Ryan knows this. Like, I got guitars and drums and everything all around me in this room.
He's an accordion. He's a very accomplished accordion player.
That's awesome.
But like, so it's like I hadn't played music in years because I was so focused on this. You know what I mean? Like, being in front of a mic, and I was on 5 days a week, right? Like, so it was like 5 days a week in front of the mic trying to come up with content. Dude, I'm writing music again. I'm writing poetry. I launched an Instagram page. I'm not going to share it with the audience because I'll give it to you two guys after, but because with an alias, like, I'm posting poetry.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking fucking news. You heard it here first. For those of you who watching and listening live, you heard it here first.
No, somewhere out there, there's a poetry page that you don't know it's me because it's a total alias. But like, I started writing my poetry again. Like, I'm now being able to, because I'm not caught up with the shit. I'm not caught up with like, okay, I need an hour of content. I need a guest. I need to cause controversy. I need people to talk about me. I need to.
I know, like, that's just
do stuff. It's been great, and I think
this is exactly why you guys are on tonight, to have this conversation.
But I think for me, one of the biggest impacts is I got my boys like you and Ryan. I got my boys, you and Ryan, that I picked up in the podcast world, and my girl Ashley. You know what I mean?
That's barrel scraping, but good for you.
No, there's others, but I think like what the biggest part is like when I was with, and this isn't me dishing, this is real. When I was with Crier, when I was with the Blundell Network, I felt this need to try to match sort of what was coming from them. You guys know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's about keeping pace with the
with that
medium.
edge, with that
Are you
brand.
blaming me?
No. This is we're not shitting on anybody. This is I know what he's talking about.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like there was an edge that came out of Crier that I didn't have when I got there. Like I had a natural assholiness to me, but it was more of that lovable asshole. I was that guy you love to hate.
He was assholier than thou.
I was gonna say, no, that's how you put holiness. You couldn't just say I was an asshole. You have to say assholiness.
There was an assholiness to me.
Like next level asshole.
But it was like a lovable asshole. And I felt when I got there, I put more of an edge to me, and it wasn't me. And when I look at the content I was producing there, even the funny stuff, like the CFL stuff and all that, when I really look back on it, it wasn't me. You know what I mean? It wasn't what I wanted to produce.
Yeah, you want to be genuine.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm not gonna blame anybody. It's not like I got there and they said, "Hey, you gotta act like us." You know what I mean? And you gotta do this, because there's creators there. Douglas being one of them, that he's been him since the day he got there. He's never changed. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, so to be fair to Crier, that's a choice you made. No one made you change your content.
No, absolutely. Right? No, that was me. That was me feeling like I had to, but no one told me to. And I kind of lost my way there of who I was as a creator. Maybe who I was a person. It's the most I probably ever paid attention to politics. And yeah, I think since I got out, I've been just able to rediscover me and who I am. And I have no problems coming on this show, Ryan, when you're ready to kick things off. But
you're going to be a co-host within fucking 6 weeks of that show launching, just so he knows. I love this for you, but
I love your chat. I love your social.
Back down.
I love your fucking media chastity belt, but buddy,
no, I'm going to break through that.
You're too good to not do it, and I think you should still do it.
If you wanted to, like, a regular spot once a month, I'm there. Like, I'm good for that. But to commit to every week, it just, first of all, with all the travel, it's too much to commit to anything. I missed too much. That was one of the reasons that Who's Got Next fell apart, because I was missing a lot of shows. But the other piece is, too, guys,
show.
I don't want to do work. I just want to show up and say, hello, what are we talking about today?
Yeah. Yeah, that's and you know what's funny? I want to do the same thing, but let's show.
Okay, let's hear about what you want to do. Just a little teaser, just the tip. Actually, that'd be a good name for a podcast. Just the tip with Ryan.
No,
give us a teaser. Tell us what do you think?
Don't ISO me.
If you don't want to do it,
fucking stop it. This ISO thing fucking drives me nuts on these podcasts. We're all here. Let's all talk. Morgan's down there sending random dick pics to people.
He's sending dick pics to chicks.
I have no idea what's with the poor guy. We haven't talked to him in fucking 4 hours. Listen, it's not I say I say a lot of shit when I'm drinking on Twitter, and I thought to myself one night, I went, I miss
get off this.
I miss being on the air. I want to be on the air again. I miss it. I miss having these. I miss having this. I miss this especially, right? So on just before Christmas, I ran into an old friend. And we were out one night for a social, probably spreading or getting COVID. And it was great. And we had a fun time. It was a karaoke night, get wasted, sing songs, and I ran into an old buddy from high school, and this old buddy from high school is a natural. Like, he's a natural. Like, he would be a total, when somebody would like host a good podcast when you meet them. Now that we've done what we've done for the years that we've done them.
Yeah.
You meet somebody, you're like,
guy out.
That guy'd be great if he had a show. Like, if he would just talk the way he talks while we're shooting the shit.
He has the confidence, charisma to spit.
100%. 100%. And this is my buddy John. Okay. And John, literally within minutes of us seeing, and I haven't seen the guy since probably, like very, very sporadically since high school. But this was like, we had an actual chance. He goes, hey, you were on Blundell's show. I'm like, yeah, I was. And, we went through that and we talked about my time on the show and everything else. And it was great. And he goes, I really want to do a podcast. And The green light went on in my head.
Oh, do you now? Okay.
That's the guy. This is the guy. I would watch your podcast. You don't even have a podcast, or I don't even know what you're going to tell me, but I would watch it because I know John and I know he'd be great. And I said, well, I could probably help you with that. So I said, let's chat. So
has he been over to your house and seen your setup and shit?
He knows about it. Like, obviously, he used to watch the show, and like, I'm. It's weird though. You guys ever have that? By the way, you run into people from your past life that you like just out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, most of them want money.
Or they tell you that they watch your show, they've seen you on this. Are you still doing this? And it's like, oh my god,
yeah,
I have nothing.
Had that.
It's so fucking weird, right?
People come up to me that like because your viewership base, like most of the people. Sorry, I'm not listening to the chat as much. I'm kind of fucking blind right now. But there's a bunch of people who go, oh yeah, I listen to your podcast on Spotify. I didn't. Like, I mean, what?
Yeah,
there's a bunch of people that download it and like they're out jogging, listen to me and Morgan yell at fucking a bitch about the whatever, right? And that's a weird feeling. It's cool to know who your followers and listeners and viewers are, and then you get these randoms that come at you and they like know all about oh yeah, I've been watching or listening for years. Like, why didn't you tell me that? Now I'm freaked out.
Actually, Ashley just brought it up. I totally forgot. I go to the Lickbow here in town, and the girl knows me by name when we first moved here. And I'm like, oh, hey, we're just take me off the fucking ISO.
Keep him the rest of the show.
No, don't do it.
I like how you call it the Lickbow.
Right. Well, LCBO, whatever. Right. Lickbow. Yeah.
I like it. No, I like Lickbow better.
Yeah. And she called me by my name, and I'm like, what is this? And it freaked me out at first, but then I realized, oh, okay, well, maybe it is the show. So. Anyway, back to what we're talking about the new idea. So John was the one that got me thinking, he would be a great guy just to have to banter back and forth with on a mic just like this, sitting across from each other and just talking shit out about, whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be controversial. It doesn't have to be political. It's like, it could be anything outrageous or something funny. Like we would have talked about the Cat Williams fucking Shay interview. Sure. Like that would have totally been a Shannon Sharp. Did you guys watch that, by the way, the Shannon Sharp thing?
Yeah.
No.
Wild. Right?
But
it's had 40 million views already as of today. For that show.
Everything you're talking about, Ryan, is exactly what I wanted this to be originally, except from the perspective of two Army guys.
Understood.
Right. That's the entire intent of this pod. Not the fucking recorded, interview format.
Yeah.
But this show was always supposed to be broadband topic and fucking. But we give our perspective from the military mind. So I'm trying to get back to that. Now, Ray's got to punch out. So I got 2 questions for him before he does.
Okay. Yeah. I'll hang as long as I can.
Hang as long as you can. But I want to get these out of the way while you're still, because you got the COVID.
I met people in the nursing homes that were stronger than you, Ray.
I know he's fucking weak for a huge, scary looking man.
COVID for fucking.
Okay, Ray. 2 questions. We're gonna dip into football. And we'll come back to this.
Fucking.
But I only have 2. No, because Morgan and fucking Ryan don't give a fuck about football. Okay, first of all, Bill Belichick. What do you think he's gonna do?
If you would have asked me this 2 weeks ago, I would have given you one answer. If you would have asked me this an hour ago, I would have given you another. I don't know. So I originally thought he's not leaving. That was my original thought was.
Yeah, because his post-game interview was very, and he
talked about preparing already for the next season and getting ready for the draft, and it just seemed very like he wasn't. And I said, and then when I heard the reports that him and Kraft haven't even spoken yet, I just assumed there was going to be some sort of conversation. What is your plan? Do you still want to be here? Yada, 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 and whatnot. However, with Mike Vrabel,
fucking Lily. There's an audio version of this. You're fucking it up, man. Keep going, Ray.
With Mike Vrabel,
we're almost done. That's
being fired by Tennessee.
Yeah.
There's been for years, even before people started hating Bill Belichick, when when Vrabel, people have seen Vrabel as the possible or best sort of next step after Belichick, because you're getting a guy who understands the old Patriots way. He was a part of those early 2000 championships when it wasn't about Tom Brady. It was about the defense. And Vrabel now being available for a job, you may not get another crack at him for another few years because he's going to be a wanted man somewhere.
Yeah.
That all being said, if you wanted me to put money on it, I would put money on it that Bill Belichick will still be the coach, because I think he would have been fired today with everybody else. Like,
he's also the GM.
I think, though, you're going to see him, but I think you're going to see him relinquish GM last call on rosters. I think Kraft's going to say, you focus on coaching the team. You no longer have last say on the roster.
That's probably smart. Okay, next question, because I know this is not a football show, but we could do one anytime you want. And okay, I'm going to throw you a curveball. Super Bowl picks, but you can't pick 49ers or Ravens.
No problem. Kansas City's still my pick to go to the Super Bowl.
Fucking my man. Funny thing, they're not mine.
Well, I've watched the New England Patriots.
So KC and who? Who in the NFC?
Well, let me give you my point for KC first.
Okay.
I've seen the Patriots limp in to the playoffs. I've seen Tom Brady limp into the playoffs with nobody to throw to outside of Gronk or Edelman. Very similar.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Very similar to what we've seen.
Very similar to what we're seeing.
But very much like we said for 20 years, when you have Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, you always have a chance. When you have Andy Reid and you have Patrick Mahomes, you always
Kelsey, you got a chance.
And you got Kelsey, you've always got a chance. They're still my pick. Buffalo's going to choke. Baltimore choke artist.
Oh, fuck! You heard it here first.
I'm my pick. You know what? Until somebody can prove to me that Kansas City is not the team, you have to go with Kansas City. And I watched it with you. You and I texted a lot about it this year. I know there was a lot of frustration, but when they were good, they were good. And all you need is 3 big games and you're in the Super Bowl. On the NFC side is tight, because I know some people are going to think the Cowboys. Dak Prescott is not bringing the I think Tony Romo was a better quarterback than Dak Prescott.
Oh, I agree with you. Yep.
Detroit,
but he's not the man right now. He's in the booth.
Yeah, Detroit. Can you look at Detroit and really think that him and Dan Campbell can bring there? But then I look at the NFC and I'm like, who? Like Green Bay with Jordan Love?
No.
Right?
So if I answer my own question, if it's not fucking 49ers and Ravens, which is the math, right? It's and I hate to say this. I really fucking hate to say this. It's Miami and Detroit.
I hope you guys absolutely whoop Miami this weekend and
I do too. I ran my own sim yesterday on Madden 24, as I do before every Chiefs game.
Yeah.
And I lost 38-30 with snow in KC.
Oh no. Well,
but I'm praying for my
Arrowhead in January. Only Tom Brady wins in Arrowhead.
I'm fucking praying my Chiefs will wipe out Miami. I just don't think that they have the parts. They're not a Super Bowl team this year. There's too many gaps, too many penalties, too many drop balls, too much miscommunication. And I pray to God I'm wrong, because I want him to repeat.
Yeah, maybe, but you know what? Imagine Tua Tagovailoa going into Arrowhead Stadium.
Well, you're like the only guy who can pronounce that guy's fucking name. He's from Hawaii, man. He's gonna die in there.
But in January, with the place fucking rocking, you know what I mean?
Loudest stadium in the fucking league.
Yep, it's
and it'll be cold. Not as cold as Edmonton, minus 40 tomorrow.
In the NFC, if I'm not taking the 49ers, I'll go with Detroit. But I have the 49ers. Yeah. My picks, I haven't thrown it out yet, but the Kansas City San Francisco rematch has been my pick for a while.
That would be a thing. And I know how that ends. Fucking San Fran's kicking ass till the 3rd. And then boom, Mahomes lights them up. Okay, we're done. No more
ask a question? Hold on. Can I ask a football question?
Sure.
What are you and Ryan making on Super Bowl Sunday?
Ooh, that's a great
Sweet
question.
Love.
That's what I was going to say.
No, Ryan.
Sweet love.
Ryan, what are you going to do, man? And you better do a show. And by the way, you guys got to get out of this stacks thing. I don't know how it works, because I'm old as balls. But Ryan's got this
Stacks.
This Stacks email thing I get that you send all these recipes and shit out.
Oh, my Substack.
Stacks, whatever the fuck it's called, man. Anyway, it's really good. Fucking.
What he's talking about? He's talking about running sims on fucking computers for fucking like football games, but
I
you know that
interwebs
thing that makes
I don't know what a Substack is. I just signed up for this thing, and he sends me emails every month on how to make a fucking meatball submarine.
It was style at the time.
Christ, that's funny.
Shut the fuck up, man. You look, buddy. If you guys are new to the show, this is where fucking Morgan's broadcasting from.
Oh, you're fucking right. That's a great spot.
That's
if he has to shit, he has to shit.
Is that an active toilet?
Yes, it is.
Because it cleared hot,
buddy. Cleared hot.
She loaded for bear.
You know,
I'm gonna. I will do classic.
I would totally take a dump. I will do
classic Super Bowl food. I will make a podcast. Wings. I will do.
How do you know I haven't?
I'll make pub food. I don't know what yet, but I'll make pub food.
Oh. Now I'm focused in on fucking Morgan's shitter. I'm sorry. I would totally take
it. It's where he gets the best Wi-Fi signal.
So I got a
shitter.
I got a funny story about this. If you'll let me indulge for 10 seconds.
Absolutely.
We used to have the guy.
Can you guys run the show for a couple minutes? Because I got a fucking
Gold member. Who was the guy that we used to have on the show all the time on Dean's show? He was like a band guy.
Know. I'll be right back.
Gold member or Goldfinger or whatever the fuck.
Morgan, you're in charge.
Anyway, he was such a he was a great dude. He was funny as hell. And after one time he took his phone, he used to podcast from his phone with his earphones, and he took his phone and he went and he actually did on the air while we were having a show. He took a dump while we were on the air, and it was Locke and I couldn't stop laughing at it. And then all of a sudden he just disappeared. He never came back.
So I wasn't a shit story, but I had to do a call-in spot for Lock Show on Cruise FM. I think they wanted to talk.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was talk about Aaron Rodgers. That seemed to be the only time they ever wanted to call me, is when Aaron Rodgers said or did something.
It's crickets now.
So I totally kind of spaced, and I'm in the shower in the morning, and all of a sudden I get a phone call, and it's from Edmonton.
Yeah.
So I was sitting on the edge of my bathtub with the water running, doing a call-in on Cruise FM, butt-ass naked, doing this call-in, talking about Aaron Rodgers as my family's knocking on the door because they need to get into the bathroom, and I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers while I'm in the shower.
That's fucking brilliant. Oh yeah. There you know how many times I did, and like I love Locke. I love the Locker Room. I love that show. I still listen to that podcast like every day. And what drove me nuts was just how inconvenient the time was. Every time they wanted to do a hit about something.
Your time? Like, sorry, what time? 7 a.m. your time?
And it would never be at 7. It'd be like, okay. So I'd be like out in the parking lot at my real grown-up job, waiting for the phone to ring. It wouldn't ring. I'm like, as soon as I walk back in the door, the phone's ringing. It's Cruise FM. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah. They always used to have a lot of fun.
They always called me in my car driving my kid to school if we had to do like 7:30, and I'm like, because they always called 10 minutes late. Mm-hmm. Like if they said 7:30, I was like, they called me at 7:40. I'm in the car. I remember once they called me and I had a hole in my muffler. I had an appointment to get it fixed. It sounded like I was driving like this like souped up Mustang, just driving around. Every time I hit the gas, it was
just Ray's leaving a bank robbery right now. Excuse him. Yeah, no, we used to have a lot of fun with those hits. It's
I don't get invited anymore.
Same. Isn't it weird? I don't get a lot of calls for the food stuff anymore either.
No, I haven't done a football hit with him since I quit. Since I left cryo.
It's odd.
No coincidence.
No coincidence at all. Oh, you missed it, Chris.
Yeah.
I had to go.
Missed it
I grabbed a riot while I was there too.
I couldn't give a shit about sports or football, but here's my funny football story. So it was like Boxing Day, like just a couple weeks ago.
Like this last one?
That last one, yeah. So I'm with my girlfriend, and we're like, we're gonna go to her one of her friends' house with her family. Yeah. And she says to me, she's like, her father-in-law is going to be there. And he's like, he's kind of antisocial. He's a bit of a dick. And I was like, sure, fuck, whatever.
Fucking perfect. He'll fit in great with you.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm antisocial. Fucking whatever.
We can sit and ignore each other. It'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of like, okay, like, well, what does this guy do? And she's like, well, he, like in the 90s, he played ball in the CFL. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, who do you play? He played for the Eskimos. And I was like, okay, nice. Right on. A few like talking points. I was like, okay, I can handle this. So sure enough, we show up at the house and he introduced himself to me. And like this guy's originally from California, from like Los Angeles, right? And he played ball somewhere in the States. He ended up in Canada. Obviously, I guess he wasn't that good, right? Because he didn't make it to the big show.
Fuck's sakes, man! Can we just separate these two sports, please? I got a fucking tailgate spot this year. But anyway, keep going.
Yeah. Anyway, I like going to an Eskimos game as much as the next guy. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So guys like, hey, do you watch football? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. I lied to him. So we go downstairs, we're watching football, and whether it was Boxing Day or Christmas Day, I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. We go down and we're bullshitting with him, and I was like, yeah, I know a guy. I said, I know a guy who played for the Eskimos that I was in the army with, and he's like, oh, really? And I mentioned his name, and he laughs. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I know Nigel. I'm like, oh, right on. Like, and he yells out to his wife.
He played for Montreal, didn't
Nigel. He? And then from there, and now
he was our Uber driver here tonight.
Yeah, no, he. And then we get to talking.
I don't edit this, just so you know.
He's been working with UPS for like the last 30 years.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
You were redeemed.
Yeah,
he's working for you. You got the brown uniform on.
Yeah. But he's like, he's upper management.
A repurposed milk truck.
Yeah, but then I'm talking to him, and he's like, what do you do now? You're at the army. I'm like, I work at a motorcycle shop. He's like, oh yeah, which one? So I mentioned, I'm like, yeah, I work at After Dark. And he stops and he's like Cordell and Adrian. And I was like, what? I was like, how the hell do you know those guys? He goes, like they used to have a shop down behind Grant McEwen. And I'm like, yeah, as a matter of fact, they did. Yeah, this guy used to do the route, and he used to drop all the parts off, so he knew all those guys too. So,
holy shit!
Wow, like, what a small world! Like, so he knows the guys I work for now, and I knew a guy that played ball, and Nigel was pretty successful. He had a short stint. He played for the Redskins, or I guess you can't call them that anymore. Price for to get canceled again. And the
what are they called now?
The
Commanders. Commanders. Okay.
Really, that's a stupid name.
Yeah, I kind of actually liked when
fucking shit,
Chris.
Yeah,
I didn't want them to like. I kind of liked it when they just became like the football team.
The Washington football team is from Superstore.
Yeah.
Hang on. I want to hear the rest. I want to hear the rest of Morgan's story because I want to hear about the wide receiver that would deliver pizzas to the bike shop.
He was a good dude. Like, and he was like he was well put together and everything like that.
And how old is this guy? Like, how old is he?
He was probably like early 60s, but like he was in good shape. Yeah. Like, he was in good shape, well to do. Like, and you could tell he was smart too. Like, he realized like the CFL, it was what it was, but he made the best of it, and he got a small pension from there. Invested his money. Like, he's done well for himself, and now he's like working for UPS upper management for he's a team. He's been there for 25 years.
Pensions at the CFL? Are you serious?
Yeah, he did something from there. Anyway, this guy's he's a smart guy, and he's done well for himself. But then the whole night, so
what
he's
got
a
CFL pensions worth.
Yeah, I think it was like a Detroit Lions game or something was on. So we're watching that, and we're bullshitting. Best Buy. And this guy, like, I thought he was a great guy. And afterwards, as we leave, she's like, "You talk to him all?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "He's a great guy." Or like, he's like, she goes, "I've been going to their house for years. Like, he doesn't talk to anybody ever."
You get an Amazon Prime membership and a Super Saver Elite mailed to you every week.
Yeah.
No. Okay. What did Clark Griswold get for his bonus?
The Jelly of the Month.
That's the CFL fucking pension. Oh, fuck.
There's a super exclusive elite McDonald's coupon book.
I was in Montreal. I was in Montreal for the Grey Cup this year.
How was that?
I happened to be there for work, and after they won, I mean, the place went.
Both of the fans were fucking elated.
No, dude, I'm telling you. So I was on Ray Levesque Road, or whatever, and like there's
Ray Levesque,
and there's just this party going on. I mean, like, cops are there, streets are closed, people are going crazy, and I'm talking to this one guy from Toronto, and I'm like, what would they do if they won a real championship? Like, this fucking town would be in flames, man.
Listen,
Chris, let me ask you a real question.
Let's start the fucking year off like this. I will defend the CFL forever, but I will tell you it's a difference. It's not the same sport
in Edmonton. If I gave everybody the choice and said either the Oilers win the cup, right? The Oilers can win one cup and that's it. They'll win one more cup in your lifetime, or you can watch the Elks win 10 more Grey Cups. What would they choose?
They're going to choose your Oilers every day.
Yeah.
That's not even a question. It's not even a question. It's so bad right now in the CFL that my season tickets, all season ticket holders are now lower bowl, which is good, but it shows you how bad it is. Like the upper bowl in Commonwealth Stadium is Gen Pop only.
So if you go down to BMO Field, which is where the Argos play here, which they're going to be getting kicked out of soon.
Oh, really?
Well, the World Cup, because the World Cup is coming to Canada in a few years, right? And FIFA and they do this. The football players, I played both sports.
Soccer, right?
Yeah, and it was a soccer stadium, right?
I give a fuck less about soccer than I do the fucking Grey Cup or the CFL.
The World Cup's going to bring millions of dollars of.
No, I know it does. When it was in Edmonton,
but it's still fucking gay. It's like, so it doesn't matter. Like.
Well, the Argos are getting kicked out of BMO Field.
Gay meaning happy. Just so for all you inclusive,
super happy.
We're
super happy.
We're gonna get to the three buzzwords you don't want to hear from 2023 and 2024, but we'll get to that last.
Well,
that'll bring in huge money for sure.
Yeah. So, but
people like sitting around for 4 hours and watching the score 1-0. I get it. Yeah. It's exciting shit.
All right, look. You're not going to talk shit about the sport I love when you watch the CFL.
Do you love soccer?
Okay. Yeah, I love soccer. I tweet about soccer all the time.
So exactly what is it you love about it? How fucking fast paced?
Clearly the dudes with tight shorts. Fuck.
The hard hits. Like, what is it?
No, man, soccer.
Here's what I said about soccer. I said, okay, the fucking net is that big and the goalie's got no pads on. The score should be 48 to fucking 27 minimum. Like, how do they not score?
It's not the same. You're trying to shoot a ball around 4 or 5 guys. Like, it's not like you're getting open shots on net all the time.
No, listen, we're not going to go down a soccer fucking rabbit hole here. That's not happening.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to.
Soccer's not that bad.
What I'm trying to get at
you like it too?
If you go down to BMO Field, hold on, Ryan, I got to finish this point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Down to BMO Field before a TFC game, sold out. The minimum ticket you're going to get off a scalper is going to be $100 a ticket. If you go down to BMO Field 15 minutes before an Argos game, not a word of a lie, scalpers are giving tickets away, like for free.
No, I believe that because
they're like, here, take them. No one.
But you guys have the Buffalo Bills across the fucking lake. You don't need to go watch the fucking CFL when you can go watch an NFL game.
Yeah, I think it's just
You're in Toronto and it's full of immigrants, and that's what they want to watch. They want to watch soccer. True. They don't want to watch football.
So I was at the hunt. I was at
hockey sold out here. Like, try to get a Leaf ticket.
But I told you guys this story. I was at the 100th Grey Cup in Toronto. Perfect music too. Okay, the 100th Grey Cup, and Toronto was in it against Calgary. What a fucking dick! I can mute you. You know that, right? So I'm at the 100th Grey Cup in Toronto. And Toronto's in the 100th Grey Cup, and no one downtown had a clue or gave a fuck.
No, dude. So we went to my alma mater. McMaster was in the Vanier Cup.
What'd you just call it? Alma mater?
Alma mater? What does it call it? Whatever.
Alma
McMaster
mater.
was in the.
Isn't that the New Year's Eve song? Old Amata beef. That's it, isn't it?
I should have left 15 minutes ago.
Thanks, Ricky.
Keep going, man.
So McMaster was playing Laval in the Vanier. So I went down to the game because I wanted to watch McMaster play. And so we watched the game, whatever. Laval wins. And we're walking around, and they have all these like pavilions, right? Like it's like it's all set up like the Stampeders
like a tailgate
pavilion.
Party?
What's that?
Like a tailgate?
Yeah, but it was like inside. So It was like this pavilion was like for I don't even know the
Flamers.
Stampeders pavilion.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Jesus
Rough Riders.
Christ.
Like every team had their own pavilion. So my dad and I,
not me.
my dad and I went to the Toronto one, and we were the only two there. It was
seriously.
It was us, a DJ cranking like,
and Drake was sitting in there too.
Yeah. Drake's like, hey, you guys want his autograph? You're like, nah, I'm good.
And like a bar. So we laughed and we like go to a bar. We went to is it the Crack Canoe? Is that the bar that's in Toronto? Whatever. The one where it's upstairs and downstairs. So we go downstairs where the band is.
The Crack Canoe.
I remember like talking to this guy from Edmonton, and he's like, I've always wanted to come to Toronto. And I was like, why? Like who the I'm like, everybody here wants to fucking leave here. Why do you want to come here?
Why do you think they have so many trains that go out?
I don't know. Every time I go to Toronto, I'm like, fuck, what the fuck was I thinking? Other than it's a food mecca. Outside of that, no. Oh my God.
I don't know. We had the Grey Cup here.
I hope all you guys that are watching this and leaving all the comments that I can't really read right now are enjoying this fucking completely non-directional show.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the Green Day concert this year in Hamilton, but I thought that fucking football game would really get in the way.
It really did. It really did.
Did you go?
No, I could have. I had every opportunity to, like, I could have actually been like on the field if I wanted to.
Honestly, I really thought about going just because I wanted to watch the Green Day halftime show.
I have been so NFLized in the last few years. I don't even know who won the fucking Grey Cup. Who won?
Montreal. I was in Montreal. That's how I know they won.
Okay, right on. Yeah, that's good. That's great.
But here in Hamilton, it was hilarious because our city was in the middle of a transit strike during that entire thing.
Ryan, that's a great question. How was the partying?
It was good. Like it's always good. Like the party that we've done this before back in 96.
Because Hamilton knows how to fucking rock. Just so like one thing I know about Ontario is Hamilton knows how to party.
You know, we've got a funny thing that we say about Hamilton, and like because we have warring communities. Those are here, just like wars. You guys do, like you guys in Calgary, right? Like it's kind of the same idea with us in Toronto and Burlington is looked up as like they're our next door neighbor, and Halton region Burlington is like considered snobby compared to the Hamilton people. So what we used to always say was two guys could be in a scrap from Hamilton and Burlington beating the piss out of each other outside of a fucking pub on Barton Street.
Yeah.
And some guy from Toronto would say, look at those assholes. And those two guys would put down their differences to kick the shit out of the guy from Toronto and then buy each other a beer afterwards.
I love that.
So that's kind of Hamilton's that dirty, shitty, smelly, rude uncle that shows up.
It reminded me of Edmonton.
First time go to Hess Village, man.
This is Edmonton.
Go to Lazy Flamingo.
Yeah,
this is Edmonton in Ontario. I love it.
They show up at a holiday function, a family holiday function. Everybody is like, oh fuck, Terry's gonna be here again, and Terry is Hamilton.
Fucking Terry.
And Terry. But
Terry shows up to Terry shows up to a wedding in track pants and a hockey hoodie.
But the funny part about it is you think that, and then halfway through the evening, after you start getting juiced, you're like, Terry's my best fucking friend. I love Terry. Terry's the best guy to be.
And you and Terry are sitting around going, where's fucking Randy?
Yeah.
As soon as Randy gets here, this shit's getting off the chain.
And that's it, right? So yeah, we can make fun of, but Hamilton they always throw a good Grey Cup party, but it's got nothing to do with football. I've been to.
No, it's about partying.
I cannot count how many Ticats games I've been to at Tim Hortons Field and at the old Ivor Wynn that I can count. I promise you, I can count on 2 hands and 2 feet how many quarters of football I've actually witnessed while in the stadium.
Yeah,
no,
because it's all about the party.
And I find that to be all live sports. Like I'm actually not, I don't enjoy going to live sports because I miss so much of it. Like when I'm at home and
I watch the games I go to. That's the best part.
And I got my 4K TV on, like I'm locked in and I'm watching every play. As soon as I go live, you have a few beers, you have this. All of a sudden, you're like, when did we get in the fourth quarter? And when did we start losing?
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
And most
Who
definitely,
did I just open mouth kiss in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Is that just
when I go to CFL games, I spend 30 minutes max.
Fucking jokes are just fucking
15 minutes maximum in my own seats. The rest of it's in the end zone with, James P. White, Lachlan Cross, and Grant Johnson, and whoever. Like it's nobody's paying attention to the score.
Grant's a teetotaler now, though, isn't he?
He is for now. We show up late because we don't want to deal with the crowds. Not that there's been any in a few years. Shocking. And then we leave early to beat the crowds.
Has there I'm ever pretty been?
Sure there was more fucking that we used to have 45,000 people there back in the day. And it's 60,000.
Really? I'm just shocked that you don't want to be around other people. That's what
I don't. I like yeah. It's a 60,000 seat rink, and it fucking a rink. You know what I mean?
Rink.
And
yeah, it is right now.
When Edmonton was on its A game, I'm talking like fucking Mike Riley and guys like that. It was 45, 50,000 people.
Back in the day when Warren Moon was marching up and down.
Well, you're going way back now. You're going way back. But
what's the other guy? Matt Dunnigan.
Matt Dunnigan.
Yeah,
I liked this barbecue show that he had. But anyway,
that was good. Actually,
it was really good. He was not bad. Nowadays, I think there's more fucking cops there getting overtime. Not that I have anything against cops. Anyway, moving on. There was more fucking cops there than people. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
I think
man.
you can see, come to think of it, I think, I don't know if it was a sponsorship deal or whatever, but Matt Dunnigan, if you go to like a Jiffy Lube, he might actually change your oil now. It's actually kind of good.
He probably
pretty
will.
Sweet.
Dunnigan's back in the States now.
I know he's doing commentary.
Yeah, but he still does
NFL.
TSN shit. Like he's just fucking...
He lived in Oakville. My dad was his painter. He painted his house.
Do you know who else was from not Oakville but Mississauga? I just learned
wait a
this.
minute. Matt Dunnigan was the painter, or your dad was?
My dad was the painter for Dunnigan's
I thought
house.
Matt Dunnigan might have needed the money.
What it would be.
No,
he guys, it's going to blow your fucking mind.
For TSN than he did playing football.
No, 100%.
Of course you would, dude. The kid that delivers the flyers to my driveway makes more money than a guy in the fucking CFL right now. Dude, did you know that KFC, he lived here in Mississauga?
Yeah, the Colonel.
The Colonel lived in fucking Mississauga.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. I had no fucking idea.
Like Colonel Sanders?
Colonel Sanders.
When he came to Canada, he was here for like 8 years or something.
Yeah.
So for those of you that fucking are still watching this,
or listening,
or listening later.
Are you going to explain who Colonel Sanders is? Because I don't know if I want to be on this podcast anymore.
Well, he's this old racist guy.
Was he racist?
I'm pretty fucking
He looks like a slave owner. I'm just saying.
He does look like a slave owner. Absolutely.
Mad. Morgan said it first. He looks like a fucking slave owner.
He reminds me of. Do you remember Fletch and Fletch Lives?
Yeah,
he's got the plantation.
Fletch. Now
and
we're
got
dating
the birds
ourselves.
and shit landing on him. He does look like that. Yes, I get it.
All right,
but no, from Mississauga, I couldn't fucking believe it.
Well, I
got a split, fellas.
Escaping persecution. Or
he doesn't
something,
actually
right?
have to leave. He just wants to leave.
No, I have to leave.
Yeah, you got the vid.
I feel like shit, and I texted you
a week ago.
I had a significant fucking moment happen tonight.
Oh, did I not read this?
A significant moment? So you're going to change your fucking shorts, or what's your problem?
Should I read this out loud?
No, don't.
Oh, no. Oh, that moment. Yeah, you.
Oh my goodness!
You need
Holy
to explain
shit!
that
I just read this. I didn't read this.
We're gonna wrap this shit up here real quick, and I need you to re-explain that because I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Well, all I can say is fucking
don't say anything.
No, I'm not saying fuck all.
You know what?
So that blew me out of the fucking wire. But
we'll use the meme.
I thought it was the COVID. Like he's delusional right now because he goes, "You got to wake me up. I got the COVID fog."
No, remember I told you guys. Remember I started the show saying it's been different.
Yeah.
This is under the influence though. You were under duress when this happened. I'm sure.
No, it wasn't, dude. I had this plan
anyway
for a totally different time, and it just came out tonight spontaneously.
Wow. That's fucking bizarre. We'll take it off air. Okay,
you know what it is? Listen,
I should
wrap this shit up. We're gonna wrap it up now. This is a perfect time to segue out.
All right.
No, I know you're sad because you want to keep going.
I want to make a joke.
Okay, make your joke. You're up. In fact, you get full.
It's just like the meme.
You get full screen for it.
We can. Ahead. Oh yeah, thanks, asshole. We can totally cover for you because we can make it like we weren't really paying attention. Like, I'm sorry or congratulations, one or the other. Good for you.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
Hey, that's actually funny. That's actually funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
All right. Yeah. No, we shouldn't. Don't talk about this on the air. But holy shit.
No.
Yeah.
Right. It's been a minute. Thanks for hanging in with us tonight. And for those of you that watch this or listen to it later, appreciate you. I'm going to wrap this shit up. I want to thank everybody in order. Mr. Ryan Lindley from the Getting Sauce podcast with future options coming up. Watch and shoot. Follow him on all his socials. There you go. There you fucking go. Here's my man. Thanks, Ryan. Mr. Ray Rout from Job Skills Canada. Is it just Job Skills?
Job Skills is fine, yeah.
Jobskills.org. You can check out the fine work that he does there. And then, yeah, man. And we'll talk offline because
I'll call you later. I got to go now. I'll call you later.
Yeah, do that. Okay. Thanks,
right.
bro.
Take care.
Oh, no. Put out the wrong guy. I'm fucking it all up. So I'm fucking getting, yeah, there we go. Morgan, I know you didn't get a lot to say tonight. We're going to go back to some stuff that we're used to. I just wanted to fucking get some guys on and create some conversation. We will. Here's the thing before we punch out of here. What I'm not going to do is just bring up news articles and shit on the government, shit on the military. Like we're better than that. What we will do is analyze things and objectively comment on them. And what we're trying to do, and me and Morgan spent some time figuring this out, is we will leave you, the viewer, listener, with some fucking kind of shit you didn't know before, or a lesson learned, if you will. So that's my pledge for this year. Okay. We're only going to be doing this every 2 weeks. I'm not doing it every week. I'm not just going to churn out shit for the sake of churning it out, because I also have a radio show, which I'll plug in a minute. So, that's what we want to do. You got any last rounds on that?
No, I'm good. Makes sense. Looking forward to it.
All right. Hang for a second, and I'm going to close this shit out. All right. Thank you, guys. 2024, we're back. I know it's been a long time. Like I said before, I'm doing some soul searching with this, trying to figure it out and trying to make it better, because I didn't like the direction it was going in. And I appreciate anybody who's watching or listening now. And I'm sorry I didn't get to the comments. My eyes are all glazed over and shit is dry as fucking here. And I'm trying to remember how to operate all this stuff. So I do appreciate you guys and thank you for watching. Couple plugs before we go. I also have a radio show on revolutionradio.live, Revolution Radio Canada. It is called The Mixtape with Army Chris. It is every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll figure it out real quick why it's called The Mixtape. I encourage you to listen to it if you could. I really appreciate that. And anybody else that wants to do a radio show, get at me, because we're looking for more people. Yeah, I should get to my fucking sponsors. Some good dudes. The people that stand behind me here. First of all, I want to thank my main man, Positive Mike. Why is this not working? Positive Mike's Brewing Company. I can get the beer, and I'm just about out, Mike, so I'm going to need a reload. And I have all your empties. You can get the gear, so follow Mike on his socials. Number 2, and my favorite people, Lakeside Farmstead, local to the Edmonton area. Jeff None and his family run this place. They make amazing dairy products, and they produce the only Wagyu cross beef in Alberta, and it is absolutely fucking unbelievable. And my freezer is damn near full of it. The Veteran Farmer, cannabis solutions, alternative solutions to pain and mental suffering and stuff like that. They also do this. They also help you out with your Veterans Affairs stuff if you need that. So check out the Veteran Farmer. And there you go. Revolution Radio Canada, The Mixtape with me, Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am out of here. Thank you. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks. And I might change it to Tuesday, so bear with me. But I'm out.